Hi everyone. Just want to share the issue I faced during the beta testing with Raspberry Pi. Um, well, let me just show you what setup I have. Here is our Bittle. It was manually assembled, and um, I have soldered this um, connector, Raspberry Pi connector on my own. Um, so, and here is Raspberry Pi model A plus, and this one is Raspberry Pi 2W. So it's the latest version of Zero, which is quite similar to Raspberry Pi 3 Model A in terms of hardware capabilities. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna uh, mount this Pi to Beetle board. Here is it, and that's how it looks like. Camera can focus, but I guess you can see it. Um, okay, so Beetle battery is fully charged, so I will just quickly turn it on, or we can like mm, give it a shot, and I will just show you another experiment without Pi board first, just to make sure we have a working Beetle, right? Um, I will just take this remote, which came with a Beetle, and now I'll just turn it on, and we will see that some common operations work. Okay, so now we can control it. I will just press this key. Here is it. Let's try this command. Okay, and rest. So seems like it works as expected. Um, there is probably some issue with the final rest position. Not sure why, but uh, anyway, some common actions work. I can like uh, test the gyro. We see that it correctly moves its legs. Okay. And again, the rest command. Now I will turn it off. As we see, it works as expected. And now let's play with Pi Hat. First, I will mount Raspberry Pi 0 to W. And just a note, I have installed Ubuntu 2004. As it's important for me to be able to work with Rust too. Um, yeah, so it is already installed uh, to the SD card, and we can just turn it on. And I would pay attention, not really sure if you can hear all the sounds, but I would pay attention to uh, beeps that you would probably hear from the main Bittle board and Y board, as it seems like uh, when we use Pi hat, it cannot correctly boot until the Pi uh, is started. So for me, it seems like it just reboots, and then we need to wait for the Pi startup. Then we need to reset NY boards, and it seems to be working. But yeah, let's see. I will just turn the battery on. Okay, you probably heard those sound that there was a shut sound. Then it seems like NY board has rebooted, and there was another short sound, short beep. Uh, Probably it signalized that there is some issue. Um, yeah, and I'm not really sure if Pi has already loaded, but we can check it. I will just quickly try to SSH it. Okay, let me type my password. Okay, so we have like two 2.67 system lot, swap usage 0, memory usage 76%. SD card is almost free, and let's take a look at the temperature, 45 degrees Celsius. Well, yeah, that's just a common information about the Pi itself. Let me clear the terminal. And what I really want to try now, the same commands with remote. Let's first check the gyro. It doesn't seem to be working with the Pi hat. I'm not really sure why, but uh, you you've noticed in the previous experiment that when I just turn it, uh, just move it around. I mean, Beetle, it tries to like balance, right? But it's not happening when I use Pi hat. And let me try to seconds. I will move it here. Let me try to use remote now. So I will just try to use stand command. It doesn't work. Um, any other commands? So seems like remote doesn't work at all. Let's try to reset the board. So I am clicking reset button. We can hear some sounds, some weird sounds from the NY board. There were several beeps. It doesn't seem correct to me, but anyway, let's try to use remote again. So I will try to press stand key, and yeah, it doesn't seem correct. So you see that it just stuck, right? And yeah, I hear some beeps, but it doesn't work. So the rest command seems to be working, but again, it just returned to the original pose. Let's try stand again. Okay, that was unexpected. And actually, we can damage the board, the Pi hat as well. So there is definitely something wrong with it. And I see an issue with the hat. I don't want to try more. We've just heard that whiteboard has just rebooted. Probably heard that, and that was weird. I haven't pressed anything, but you see what has happened. Uh, it lives its own life. Um, let's press rest button. Okay. And one more experiment. Let's try stand. No, it doesn't work. So seems like it just fall into some bad state with the Pi hat. I don't know why. Let's try rest commands. Okay. And now I will just go to the terminal. Let's cd to projects and where is OpenCat? Here is it. I'll just need to sync with the recent code. Well, let me check its status first. There is some PyCache and art serial. Yeah, I've made some changes before. Yeah, probably the quickest option would be just to discard changes. So let me do like git restore serial master art serial pi and serial master by cache. Okay, I will just remove it at all. We don't need this package. Run serial master by cache. Permission denied. Okay, let's use sudo. Here is it. And now git that use. Okay, let me do git load. Okay, I'm looking into origins, so I will just do git fetch origin main and git let's do oh okay, there are lots of files updated. I saw the last commits. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna test serial. Um, what I'm gonna do? Let's see. I'm gonna cd to serial master. Yep, I need to run art serial pi, and I guess I need to do that with sudo permissions, as by default those TTY at 0 port is not available without sudo permissions. So let's run it sudo or serial pi, and I will just use some command. Let me remember what was the command for sitting. I just need to double check, probably examples, just to check the skill. What's the command for skills? K. Okay, K sit. It should be enough. Sudo art serial K sit. Well, you can see that the port was incorrectly incorrectly detected, as it should be TTY as 0. So the latest changes don't really work. I will press Q. Let's modify our serial pi. I will just quickly find those ports line. Where is it? Okay, here are ports. I will use port here, and well, that's a bad check here, because we expect an array. So I just need to put it into this one into array, I believe. So list, it's a Python. So I will comment this line. So now it should work. Uh, so I'm saving it. Let's try to run cassette command again. Uh, yeah, so that's the actual exception that I was mentioned before, as we couldn't. So seems like we connected to the dev TTY as 0 port, but then we received an exception, decoding exception, because we were trying to extract a 0 index. We expect the array from the response, right? But in fact, there is just an empty string returned back, and that's why, or even none. We can actually check it. Let's modify. 1 second. I will just take a look at what line we have here. 180. Oh no. 229 line. And 186. Okay, let's double check. Oh, we don't have line numbers here, but it's probably easy to find. Um, okay, seems like that's those part. We seems like we getting an empty response on this line. So I will just do the following. I will just quickly move response. Let's put it, save it into variable, like decode it, and it would be a response decode UTF-8, and now we can check if decoded and response decode, if decoded, and let's check that the length of the array, len of decoded is greater than 0, and now we can replace this one with decoded. Yeah, I will just save it. And by the way, let's probably print the error to console log that we couldn't actually receive a response. So I will do like else here. And let's print empty response. Okay, and I'm running our serial cassette again. And we see empty response. Um, so I can assume that um, when we like experimented with remotes, our and whiteboards reached some invalid state, so it cannot be controlled right now. So I will try to like let's first quit the program. Now I will just try to reset it again. Here is it. Uh, there was again some strange beep after reboot. I haven't heard this beep when without Pi hat. But anyway, let's try to do a seed command. Okay, it tried to do something, but uh, you see that it has an incorrect pose. Um, maybe I don't know, but maybe the new code has some uh, differences in comparison to the what I have uploaded to the and whiteboard before, as the initial sketch I used was from from the last year, probably November or December. I don't really remember the date, but yeah, it wasn't recent. Commit. Maybe I need to update it. Not sure, but again, it doesn't seem to be working correctly in comparison to what you see you've seen with the remote. But oh, let's see what happens. That's weird. Again, I didn't actually click or type anything, and you've seen that the robot um just fell, right, and the gyro doesn't work, and his head is disconnected as well. Just need to mount it back. If I could do that, probably I can do it. Um, it's not too easy. I just need to figure out how to what the best way to do that. But anyway, I see that legs. It, you can see it. Two legs straight. Two legs seems like that's it seems like a pose when you do calibration. Not sure, but it doesn't seem correct to me. Okay, seems like I'm mounted the head back. I'm not sure. Yeah, seems like so. But anyway, the robot is in correct is in an incorrect state right now. Can't do anything with it. So let's try to like send some other comments. I'm not really sure if we support carest, or maybe we need to do the well, I again, we just received an exception. Uh, that's another exception that I was mentioned in the original issue, and seems like we failed to write to the serial port. So there was some issue during the previous command execution, probably. Mm. Anyway, that's actually the experiment was Raspberry Pi Zero, and uh, well, I tried the same thing with to do the same thing with Raspberry Pi 3 Model A with the same operating system, and I mean Ubuntu x64, Ubuntu 2004, and the behavior was exactly the same. I mean, that the robot is completely unstable. Know that Bluetooth, if I try to control the robot via Bluetooth adapter, it works as expected as well as with remote. So seems like the issue is with Raspberry Pi hats, but I can't really understand uh, how could I debug. Maybe you have some suggestions what I can do to get some additional logs from the NY board, because at this stage, as far as I understood, if we like mount a Pi hat, we can't use the other serial port that we um, that was originally used to program the NY board. Um, yeah, so I guess that's it probably, but there is one more note. I've also tried Wi-Fi adapter, and I uploaded the sketch from your repository, and I couldn't make it work. So the robot was, I mean, the and whiteboard was beeping. Oh, I'm not really sure. Maybe it was, yeah, that it was why board. I used Wi-Fi adapter without Pi hat, and it wasn't stable. Bittle wasn't stable. Maybe there is an old code. I'm not really sure, but yeah, probably that should be enough to start investigation. So I don't believe we should close this issue on a GitHub until we get some some solution for this issue. Okay, I will stop here. Let me know if you have any questions so far. Um, so see you in the issue comments.